Hi, I'm Joe Navarro, and I'm going to talk to you about something that maybe no one has ever revealed to you, and that is that your face, your opponent's face, is really not the most accurate part of our body. And here's why. From the time we're very young, our parents begin to tell us to conceal our behaviors. They'll say things like, "Don't make that face." Well, maybe it was an honest face. Maybe you went, ooh, something like that, but they tell us to correct it. Or they tell us to have a party face, party smile, to publicly display how we should feel, not how we really feel. And in fact, this is often a problem with a lot of American players who, when they play with players from, let's say, China or Japan or so forth, they say, I have a difficulty reading their faces. Well, that's because in a lot of cultures, part of society is maintaining this sort of placid smile, which is great for, socially getting along, but it's not very honest as to how we really feel. And in fact, the most honest part of our body is not our face. It's actually our feet. Our feet is the most honest part of our body. And the reason for that goes back to the limbic brain. You see, the limbic brain, as I've said previously, is responsible for our emotions, but more importantly for our survival. And so our limbic brain, as it assesses the world, it doesn't have a social contract. You see, facially, we have a social contract. You smile, I smile. You say hello, I wave. But the legs don't have that social contract. You see, our legs are responsible for our survival, for keeping us up and running, walking, sprinting, and so forth. And this is why around the world, when you walk towards the edge of a building, let's say it's a 30-story building and you're coming close to the edge, your feet are very hesitant to get near that edge. You certainly see it with little children. When little children are told to kiss somebody and maybe they don't like that person, they'll stand back but they'll lean forward to kiss. You see, the feet are very honest. And the same thing happens at work. You're talking to somebody and you're face to face and your feet are facing each other. A third person comes, you might rotate at the hips to say hi, but if the feet don't move, it's because you don't want them to join you. So we look at in poker at feet to reveal to us information. And I've heard from a lot of poker players who say, well, we can't see the feet all the time. Well, that's not exactly true. You may not be able to see the foot exactly, but a lot of times, for instance, when we get what's called happy feet, when the person really gets excited and they're bouncing their leg, it'll show up in their clothing. Their clothing will vibrate, and it's a very accurate indicator that the person is really very excited. And other parts of the body are also more honest than the face. For instance, our torso, we tend to lean forward when we're interested in something. We tend to sit higher when we feel confident about something. But the face may well be the least reliable place to pick up tells for some people, because we've learned to mask, we've learned to bluff, we've learned to have, literally, a poker face. And we even have people who will cover their own faces or wear things so that you can't see the face. So I tell poker players, especially the pros that I've worked with, look at the whole body. The whole body will transmit to you how we feel, what we think, what we intend. And as far as the face, well, we can pick up a lot of information there, as you'll soon learn, but it may not be the most accurate part of the body.